Hi, good day, my dear friends. So, I am continuing this lecture why we should worship the Devas or the forces of nature. This is part 2. Therefore, if you go along those frequency lines, as I told you, you will be reaching that particular Deva as from the mother station satellite. If you want to approach a weather satellite or if you want to approach a GPS, you tune into those frequencies. We have to travel on those frequencies. So, these Devas are full of energies which are required for your daily journey of your body life in this world. So that is why they offer prayers and they concentrate and they respect and worship. As I already told you in my earlier lectures, even animals you can worship. They tame an elephant because elephant helps them in carrying the logs or drawing or pulling the logs heavy weights. See, everything you have to respect. That's what worship means, respect. So there is nothing, and there is no scope for any fooling around here. See, I'm going to today come on to another scientific aspect as you travel in those frequencies. Why? Because these frequencies are well established. Why? Because at the quantum level, that is at the subatomic level, atom of an atom, aniyan means mahiyan, the atma is anu, lesser anu to an anu. That's what Yamadharmaraja says. Therefore, at these subatomic particles, aniyan anuhu, this one, this atom, this atma, it's infinitely small. At the quantum level, everything is interconnected. We are all interconnected. Though we can see that there is a 6 feet gap has to be left in these COVID periods, correct? That is for visibility. But at the quantum level, we are all interconnected. A frequency is well established, just like you put rocks and just like Rama constructed the Setu Palam, connecting each rock, likewise, each atom is connected. Now, how this is proved? This is proved through a Steve Wax experiment. For example, he takes a cell from my body, cultures it 30 miles away in his lab. And then what he does is he takes what is known as an EEG, the electroencephalogram. That is the electrical activity of my cell. That's all. Like your ECG, electrocardiogram, the electrical activity, cardiac activity. That is all. Now, the electrical activities are mentioned or measured and plotted as graphs for easy understanding in a sheet of white paper. That's what we see in our ECG. Now, what happened was the EEG of my atom measured 30 miles away was exactly the same as the EEG of my cell, of the cell measured here, right here, taken from my body. Therefore, the electrical activity of the atom, of my own atom, done here and done, measurement done 30 miles apart, away from me in a lab, both tallied perfectly well. How is it possible? That means my cell is talking to my own cell. Because if you go at the speed of light, these electrons, these atoms may travel at the speed of light, near to, not at the speed of light. Photons travel, but electrons travel almost at the speed of light. Just if it is 300,000 kilometers, it is 299,987, some 12 kilometers per second short. That's all. Almost 300,000 kilometers per second for practical understanding. That means they communicate with each other. The atoms which is taken away from my body, the cell, it communicates with my own cell. That means there are several cells in the nature in previous births or in previous times. See, 13.72 billion years is the age of the universe as per physicists. After the Big Bang, the universe is 13.72 billion years. As a person, we say 60-year-old man. So his previous births, there would have been cells in various forms. When a dead body burns, it changes its form. The body is not, the matter cannot be created or destroyed. I have established that fact. We have established. Therefore, these cells are there present in in our own earth, not necessarily in our own earth. Like our earth, there are several millions or crores of solar systems in this own galaxy. Likewise, there are several galaxies. So they are all present in different galaxies in different forms, or also in the same form, and they communicate each other not only in these 100 years of our lifespan, but our lifespan taken, you take, see, I would have been born about even 10,000 years back. That is what Bhagavan beautifully says in Bhagavad Gita. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha arjuna tani aham veda sarvani na tvam veta parantapasvi. Bahuni me janmani vyatitani. I have spent a lot of janmas. Tava, also of yours. Arjuna, tani those aham veda sarvani. I know all my births. Natva Veta Parans Tapasvi. It's not known by you. You do not know it because it requires a science, it requires the divinity. Bhagavan had the divinity as a superior soul. That means it very clearly establishes, science establishes, matter cannot be created or destroyed. Therefore, my cell contacts with my cell, or my cell can contact, if frequencies are established. That's what I want to say. Therefore, the power of a Deva, the power of sun or the power of the wind, the power of the rain, the power of the atmospheres are all there present in this mass universe. So we are all establishing those frequencies. Therefore, if you start appeasing and if you start respecting those frequencies, those powers at various pockets in this universe, I told you 4% are the positive energies, the visible light. You are going to get what you want. Now you have to travel on those frequencies. How to travel on those frequencies? Especially in a spiritual way, Adhyatmika way. How do you do that? Means mantras, which I will be discussing in the next session. It is the power of the mantras, which Hinduism has taught us. It is the power of the meditation, which helps you to align and travel on those frequencies. Otherwise, what is the way out? If you take medicine, there is a very good chance that the illness is cured. That's all right. Therefore, the power of the mantras, the power of the meditation, everything, the power of positivity, the power of concentration, everything enables us to travel on those frequencies to reach those energy spots in the universe, also known as forces of Devas, also known as Devas, also known as the energies, also known as God, at various potentialities. It helps, we reach there and it ricochets back. It gives us the boon. To put it very simply, in simple terms, it gives us the boon for both, not only the journey of body life, but the journey of our soul. It's very important. Therefore, that is why we cannot confine ourselves only to the worship of something called one God, because that practice may not be perfect. The practice of worshipping several forces of nature, also known as Devas, have to be adhered to. So, in this context only, I am just repeatedly saying again and again that there is nothing to be ridiculed in Hinduism, because the science here is absolutely perfect and non-parallel. It cannot be compared. There is no superior faith. There is no superior system as it is in Hinduism. It offers plentiful, varied varieties of worship in an enjoyable, positive manner. So, this is the power of nature, where there is an interconnectivity at the atomic level, where our cells are speaking to not only our own cells, but cells of others. We do not know. Even I may be speaking to the cell, my cell may be in communication with the cell of Valmiki, or Thiruvalluvar, or Tulsidas, or somebody outside this entire earth. We do not know in what shape they are. The spirits, the energies of our ancestors. in whatever manner it was. We do not know. It is in communication. Therefore, that is the reason why we use the power of mantras to trap those energies or to go sail along those frequency waves to reach or obtain the desired destination, which is required for us to solve our earthly difficult problems for the journey of the body and later on for the journey of our soul. Therefore, for that, several methods are there, like power of mantras, the power of meditation, which helps you to travel on those, to sail on those, to fly on those frequency waves. You have to have a particular frequency for a particular satellite, right? Weather satellite or a communication satellite or whatever satellite you have launched, you have to have the particular frequency to contact your even radio stations. You have to have a particular frequency. So that is the reason the frequency level, the frequency is important, for which for to sail on those frequencies, you have to have the power of the mantras. The chanting of the mantras is one way, or meditation and yoga is the other way. There are several ways which we have in Hinduism, several positivities we have in Hinduism, and that is why we start worshipping idols. So why we should start worshipping idols? Because idols are a source of concentration for us. By worshipping idols, I fix my mind for my fixed request, for my happiness which I want. Without idols, you don't have the concentration power at all. That is one issue. And two, how the concentration is developed. Suppose if I want to teach you mathematics, say calculus, say equation, y equals a plus bx, how would I teach? Or a plus b the whole squared is a squared plus, simply I start with my finger and on the thin air, if I do, is it right? You cannot understand it properly, as in the way I take a chalk piece and show it to you on a blackboard, or a pencil on a book. So the pencil here is the idol, the chalk piece is the idol, the notebook is the idol, the blackboard is the idol, the textbook is the idol. So without this support, how do you do that? See, you cannot ridicule, because in one system when some idols were thrown away because they were fighting, that does not mean that in India you have to throw away the idols and call these idols as satans. The idols, point number two, when constant eyes are fixed on idols, when a lot of people worship those idols, it develops its own magnetic radiating power, which is required for your journey of your body, for the fulfillment of your wants. If you ignore or if you criticize us, it is absolutely incorrect. There were people whom I know were really punished for doing away with these idols and converting themselves to other religions. They suffered. It is 100% truth. Therefore, the worship of idols, because every idol in Hindu temples is sanctified, is established there based on Agama Shastras, how to do that, what to do that, and then all sorts of positivities are just poured upon them. All sorts of positive energies are thought upon them. No negativity you can find, like a blood oozing and all. We don't worship like that in an idol. Idol we worship and then bathe it with sandalwood paste, bathe it with milk, bathe it with honey, bathe it with coconut water, ordinary water, with mantras flowing on various frequencies. Because even idol have life. Who said it doesn't have life? Life is there in every atom. Energy is there in every atom. Only from uranium, it will be like an idol only, black stone. So much of energy is released when neutrons are bombarded into the nucleus of the atom, is it not? If you take uranium 235, it has 92 protons and 143 neutrons. But then you add one more neutron, you bombard it with it, completely gets and releases so much of energy, the nuclear energy for everything, for your power plants, goodness, and for your atom bomb, bad, evil destruction. So, when you worship an idol with all those mantras, with all those positive energies, with all those high concentration of various minds, various people at various points of time, it is nothing but common sense to know that the idol also develops its own power. This is absolutely being traced and found by various, even when an idol theft took place, they have the power, they said. Even in various issues like Sabarimala temple, it has its own Agama Shastra. It has its own powers. You cannot deny it. And those powers is enough for you to continue the journey of your body in a happy life, in a happy way. Because if you have an headache, it is enough. If you have a paracetamol to cure your headache, an ordinary headache. Therefore, whatever it afflicts you in the journey of your body is ordinary. If it is ordinary or whatever you think it is extraordinary, that type of a meditation or a concentration you can undertake on that idol, it has the power. It's a simple power which idol is going to give you to make you happy. The idol, I am not telling, is going to create a universe for you, but the idol has its power, the divine power. The deity is there. The deity is important. If you read the Brahma Sutras, you know the importance of deities. And every deity we have a deity for Varuna, we have a deity for Indra, we have a deity for Agni, we have a deity for Vayu, we have a deity for Antariksham, the atmosphere, Prithvi, Akasha, everything is thought of a deities except Brahman, which is omnipotent, all pervading. But we have to have the support of these deities. Therefore, when you worship the forces of nature or the devas through idols or through the power of mantras or through meditations, it is going to reward you 100% because only they are capable of a reward or a punishment. Not the Paramatma, he is supreme bliss. He cannot have a character. He is arupi, he is nirgunaha. We say no character. He cannot create and destroy you. He does not do that. Is total love and total bliss. But how far he is going to come to the worldly level of your 80, 90, 100 years of existence and start rewarding you is a big question that God. Therefore, for that, we require the worship of these powers of nature as per the Agama Shastras for us to be happy in our journey of body, because Maya indoctrinates in us, instills in us the practicalities of a Maya, which you do not want to discount it. You cannot discount it. Everybody wants to go have a good job. Everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to have a happy life, a disease-free life. Normal. When something unhappiness hackers, they feel sorrow. Why? They can't now think of the Paramatma. So this body or these bodies are afflicted through their five senses, all these vyavaharas, all these deity activities for which we require the worship of these deities through idols, through power of mantras, these forces of nature, or otherwise called as devas, in this way as laid down by our Hindu faith. So the more of this I shall continue till such time Bhuyat Tavat Shubhamangalam. Thank you.